Once again, thanks for joining us on our journey to protecting your money. We are going to explore several scams that fraudsters are perpetrating on iPhone and Android users. Ever received a text message that made you pause and wonder, is this a scam? Well, you might be onto something. Welcome to the unseen threat of smishing. Now, smishing, a clever blend of SMS and phishing, is a stealthy cyber attack that uses text messages to bait individuals into revealing their personal or financial details. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing, masquerading as a familiar contact or trusted institution, but with malicious intent. And it doesn't discriminate between operating systems either. Whether you're an iPhone enthusiast or an ardent Android user, you're a potential target. So it's crucial to recognize that the threat is real and it's closer than you think. Oh, by the way, if you're enjoying the content, please click the subscribe button below and leave a message that you subscribed, and I will reply to as many messages as possible. These attacks are not just a nuisance, they can lead to serious financial loss or identity theft. Remember, knowledge is power. Understanding how these attacks happen is the first step towards preventing them. So, how does a smishing attack unfold? It's a multi-step process that starts with attackers amassing a collection of potential victims' phone numbers through data breaches, online directories, or even from other criminals. Then, they craft a persuasive message, often disguised as a communication from a trusted entity like a bank or a government agency. The message is designed to provoke a sense of urgency, intrigue, or excitement. Next comes the call to action, urging you to click a link, reply with personal information, or dial a certain number. If you click on the link, you're led to a fraudulent website mirroring a legitimate one, asking you to input sensitive details like your login credentials or credit card information. Once you do, the attacker has what they need for fraudulent activities or identity theft. In some cases, the click might even download malware onto your device. As intimidating as it sounds, there are ways to guard yourself against these devious tactics. Now, the question is, how can you protect yourself from falling prey to a smishing scam? The answer is straightforward, but it requires consistent vigilance on your part. Also stick around to the end. We have some exciting prevention tips for cryptocurrency users. Let's revisit the key points. Smishing scams rely on tricking you into revealing personal or financial information by masquerading as trusted institutions. The red flags to watch for are unsolicited messages that press for immediate action. But what should you do when you receive such messages? First, don't panic. Take a moment to verify the authenticity of the message. You can do this by contacting the supposed sender through an official channel. Don't use any contact information provided in the suspicious message. Avoid clicking on links or downloading attachments from unknown sources. These can lead you to fake websites or install malware onto your device. Lastly, ensure your device's operating system and security software are always up to date. These updates often contain fixes for known vulnerabilities that scammers can exploit. Remember, your best defense against smishing is awareness and vigilance. Stay safe and keep your information secure. Next up, man-in-the-middle MITM attacks are a form of eavesdropping where an attacker intercepts and possibly alters the communication between two parties who believe they are directly communicating with each other. Here's how MITM attacks are typically executed and the best ways to protect against them. How MITM attacks are executed. Interception. The first step in a MITM attack is to intercept the communication between the victim's device and the network. Attackers often use unsecured or poorly secured Wi-Fi networks to do this. For example, in a public Wi-Fi scenario, an attacker might create a rogue Wi-Fi hotspot, a fake Wi-Fi network, with a name similar to the legitimate service, tricking users into connecting to it. Decryption. If the communication is encrypted, the attacker might use techniques to decrypt the data passing through the network. Techniques such as SSL stripping can downgrade a secure HTTPS connection to an unencrypted HTTP connection, making the data accessible. Data harvesting. Once the data is intercepted and possibly decrypted, the attacker can harvest any transmitted data, including login credentials, credit card numbers, personal information, and more. Injection. In addition to stealing information, the attacker can also inject malicious data into the communication stream, such as malware or misleading information, further compromising the victim's security or manipulating their actions. Protection against MITM attacks. Use secure networks. Avoid using public Wi-Fi for sensitive transactions. If you must use public Wi-Fi, ensure it's from a reputable provider and consider using a virtual private network, VPN, to encrypt your data. VPN services. A VPN encrypts all data traffic from your device until it exits the VPN server, making it much more difficult for an attacker to intercept and decipher your communications. HTTPS. Always look for in the URL and a lock symbol in the address bar of your browser before entering sensitive information. This indicates that the website is using SSL/TLS encryption, making it harder for attackers to decrypt the data. Keep software updated. Ensure your operating system and all applications, especially your web browser, are up to date with the latest security patches. This helps protect against vulnerabilities that attackers could exploit to perform MITM attacks. Be cautious of phishing attempts. Many MITM attacks start with phishing. Be skeptical of emails or messages that ask you to click on links or provide personal information. Use end-to-end encrypted messaging apps. For private conversations, use messaging apps that offer end-to-end encryption to prevent anyone in the middle from being able to read your messages. Enable multi-factor authentication, MFA. Even if an attacker manages to intercept your credentials, MFA provides an additional layer of security by requiring a second form of verification, making unauthorized access much more difficult. By understanding how MITM attacks occur and implementing these protective measures, you can significantly reduce the risk of falling victim to such an attack. As well, do us a real solid, and if you like the content, please crank that thumbs up button. We've arrived at the exciting part about cryptocurrencies. We're thrilled that you've been here with us, so stay tuned until the end. As we move forward in the digital age, the rise in popularity of digital currencies has also given rise to a new kind of threat: cryptocurrency scams. Scammers are always on the lookout for new opportunities to exploit, and cryptocurrencies, with their relative novelty and complex technology, are a perfect hunting ground. Let's break down some of the most common types of cryptocurrency scams. First up, we have phishing scams. In these scenarios, scammers trick individuals into giving away sensitive information through fake emails or websites that mimic legitimate cryptocurrency services. They might send you an email that looks just like one you'd get from your crypto wallet or exchange, but with a link that leads to a fraudulent site. Once you enter your login details there, they've got you. Next, we have fake ICOs, or initial coin offerings. Here, scammers create a fake ICO to lure investors into sending cryptocurrency to them, promising high returns on an emerging cryptocurrency project. The problem? The project doesn't exist, and once they've collected enough crypto, they vanish. Finally, we have Ponzi and pyramid schemes. These scams promise high returns from cryptocurrency investments, but rely on the influx of new investors to pay returns to earlier investors. When the flow of new investors slows down, the scheme collapses, and most investors lose their money. The best defense against cryptocurrency scams is to stay informed, practice due diligence, and maintain a healthy skepticism about offers that seem too good to be true. Remember, if it sounds like easy money, it's probably a scam. Be cautious, be smart, and keep your crypto safe. We've been through a lot in this video, haven't we? From the unseen threats that lurk in your text messages to the virtual traps set up in the world of cryptocurrencies. We've covered the invisible threats to your wallet in the digital age. First, we discussed smishing, a stealthy cyber attack that uses text messages to trick individuals into revealing personal or financial details. We explored how these attacks unfold, the tactics used by scammers, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself from falling victim to these schemes. Next, we ventured into the new age threat of cryptocurrency scams. We broke down the most common types, including phishing scams, where scammers mimic legitimate crypto services to trick you into handing over sensitive information. We also discussed the dangers of fake ICOs, or initial coin offerings, where scammers lure investors into non-existent projects. And let's not forget the Ponzi and pyramid schemes, where promised high returns are only sustained by the influx of new investors. Remember, knowledge is power. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and keep your wallet safe. In our next video, we'll delve deeper into how you can protect yourself from these cyber threats, so keep watching.